Alright, so y'all clicked on this video to see a tour of my YouTube studio here, but first of all, let's show you kind of where I'm standing at with videos right now. I've been doing small updates on my computer build for the past few weeks now, showing the parts that I've been getting for it. These just came in the mail the other day. These are the Noctua fans. They are supposed to be very powerful fans for the system, and that is what I went with. They are 140 millimeters. Some quick release valves over here, temperature gauge. I didn't throw all this on a video because simply I just didn't think it would be all that interesting, and what am I going to talk about? So I will talk about all this more so when I get the computer more together. I'm still waiting on some stuff in the mail. These over here, I'm only showing you this because it's in the corner and people are going to be like, what is this? Tape, panels. So this is all going to go on the wall. With that being said, welcome back to the channel. This is my YouTube studio, mine and my brother's YouTube studio, and I'm going to show you exactly what we have going on, how we've got things set up, and what we are going to be doing with the space that we have right here. And yes, there is a piano in here. Woohoo! So let's get into it. I'll probably switch between the wide angle and the 1x lens. I'm using my iPhone because my other camera over here and over here do not have image stabilization. But anyway, let me go ahead and put it to wide so y'all can see a little bit more. This is the main computer, the main gaming area, right? I have the Govee Glide, the Hexagon Ultra lights up on the wall right there. I use this button down here to click them on and off. While I'm over here in this corner, just to show you, you're probably wondering, what is this fan for? That right there is the AverMedia Live Gamer Ultra 2.1, and it captures the 4K footage that we do at 120 frames per second. This right here is a fan that I have blowing on it, or Lance put up there to blow on it, because honestly that sucker gets hot sometimes because my computer is right down there, and I'll get to that in a minute. But it gets kind of hot, and when it gets hot, we start getting screen flickering and stuff like that. So therefore, that fan is there to blow on it. Why do I have this on? Well, I've got it on just to show you all how everything works. Obviously, I'm using my phone. This right here is the LG 42-inch C3 OLED 4K screen. Yes, I need to get a gaming monitor, but I'm so used to having a 42-inch screen up in my face that I don't want to lose it. And plus, LG just makes some of the best screens I've ever seen. So until the gaming market can put out a screen that's actually as good as that, I'm going to stick with that. If you all have any ideas, let me know in the comment box below. This is the computer down here. I was going with a completely different build. This is the gaming computer, by the way. This is the streaming and recording computer. I'm sorry, recording, editing computer, but it's capable of everything there. And we'll get to all that in just a minute. So I was originally gonna go with a completely different build here. I was gonna go with using this case. This is the Lee & O11 Dynamic Evo XL, and I was going to go with that case because of certain things I was going to put in here. I mean, I was going to have this completely just hard lined up with hard tubing. I was going to have a distribution plate in here. To be honest with you, it was going to be an absolute nightmare. So I decided to go with a completely new build, which is why these parts over here are sitting there. This is pretty much going to replace this entire computer, aside from this guy right there. That is the RTX 4090. That's the PNY model. I made a video on putting the water block on this. I made a small series, though. The first video is probably the best one. People seem to like it most. That is literally the only part that's going to go into the new build, period. Nothing else in this case is going to go. But I do have, what is it called? The Intel i9 13900KF. F just means it doesn't have video processing on it, so if my video card screws up or falls out, then I'll be out of luck. But my new build's going to be going with an AMD instead of that. Lance ended up stealing my RAM. I did have some G-Skill 64 gigabytes of RAM in there, 232 sticks, but due to his lagginess of having trying to do video editing, he stole my my RAM. I'm now using his. His is the 16 gigs, so 32 together, of the Dominator by Corsair. Back in the back there, it's got the Asus ROG Strix X780 or 790, whatever it is. gaming Wi-Fi. It's not the number 2 or whatever else, it's just the gaming Wi-Fi. And then we've got the Corsair pump, we got the Corsair block on the CPU there, and that's pretty much it. You got the Corsair QL, I think it's the QL 120mm fans that I'm also not going to be using in the next case. I am, like I showed you before, using the Noctua fans. So anyway, this is how we have it all set up. So I've got my 2 Elgato lights right here. These are the Elgato key lights, the normal ones. They're not the minis or anything like that. They are the actual bigger ones. This right here is a portable monitor, our Zopa portable monitor. Didn't need a whole lot there, and I may or may not end up changing that later. I'm unsure. I'm waiting until this other computer build is done before I figure out more of what I'm doing with this, because I have a few things that's going to be sitting right here for control unit purposes for the new computer. And when I get the new computer, it's going to be hanging, kind of floating right here. And yeah, it's going to be cool. It's a mini ITX. So I'm going to go from a very, very large case, one of the largest cases on the market, to a very, very, very small, or a much smaller case anyway. This is an on-off switch for the microphone that I have. It's connected to this over here, which is the Shure SM7B microphone. Also connected to the Elgato Wave mic arm that I did a video, I think last week or 2 on that. I did a video on that mic arm, and this one over here, which is the LP, the low profile version. This right here is nothing. It just controls these extra lights that I have on the side. So I can turn the knob right here and it switches the colors on that light. These right here, these are the Sony a6400 DSLR cameras. I have 2 of them, one there and one right here. This one's using the Sigma 16 f1.4 lens. This one is using the Sony 1.8 11mm. This is a really good wide angle lens, and they released this, what, a year or 2 ago, something like that, and it is phenomenal. When I get my new camera, I'm looking to get a FX30, probably the 30, because the 3 is twice as much, and I'm not really sure that I need a 3. The 30 is a crop sensor camera just like these are. The 3 is just like the Sony A7S III, for instance, but in a different kind of body. So these lenses will still work on the FX30 if I can get my hands on one. And then I won't be having to use my phone. I can use these because the 30 has image stabilization built in. These do not. It kind of sucks. This right here is another, I can't remember the brand of this, to be honest with you, but it's just a monitor arm. And he tried to rig up he jimmy rigged the heck out of that to get this portable monitor to stay up there. This right here is, well, you already know what this is. This is a Elgato Stream Deck. We have one of those, and we both have a profile on his computer over here, and this is set to either profile, so when my profile's up, this is how it looks, and when his profile's up, it'll have a different look to it. And we can use this to control that up there, obviously. We can go here, we can press screen. If I press screen on the thing down here, then it will show us here, and then the background over here. Now, if you've watched any of our gaming channel stuff, then you will know that we've been using a green screen background for a long time so that we can get the game or whatever we have behind us, and I will explain all that in a minute because that is all getting changed. You can kind of get a sneak peek of how it's going to look. This right here is a C-stand that I had purchased for this channel, actually, to do tech, talk about tech stuff, do unboxing videos or whichever. So I can unscrew this knob right here and then lower the stand down, and then take his camera from over here and slide it right into this piece and hook that HDMI cable up to it, and we are good to go so I can get my downward views. So that is how that works. If you're curious about what the ventilation is, we all know that the 4090 runs hot as can be. The 13900KF runs hot. He's got the 14900K in his computer, and we don't get a lot of air back here for some reason. I have got 2 vents in my room, one there and one there. And the air conditioning and stuff, all that unit is on the opposite side of the house, and for some reason it just doesn't get back here very well. So it gets super, super, super hot back here, and that's not good. It's not good on the longevity of your machines, your parts, whichever. So we have ventilation shafts. I had the NZXT H9 Elite case, and I'd sold it because, like I said, I was going with a completely different build using a distro plate and all that stuff, so I got that case instead. Well, this was the base for that case, and we had the exhaust system hooked up to that, and we have fans built into this box right here to blow all that excess air out. So there's 3 fans built into this box that's pulling all the hot air out. His computer is still hooked up to it, but obviously mine is not currently because we didn't redesign that box. And when I go with my new PC build, I have an entirely different way that I'm going to do all of this. So it's going to look so much different, and this box is going to get redesigned for a radiator. So I'll just leave that at that, just in case you're curious of what that is. And I'm going to do another studio walk around at some point once I get all this new build done. So all this cable management down here, just ignore it. Linus Tech Tips, if Linus ever runs across this video, which I highly doubt because we're not super high YouTubers yet. But if he ever does, yes, I know it's a mess. Yes, it's going to get cleaned up, I promise. So that's pretty much it for this entire setup right here. Gaming keyboard by Logitech, gaming mouse, what is this, the G915 TKL for 10 keyless, and this is the Logitech G502X. I might want to add, I have another part coming in today. I don't know why, I just never did this before, but it is another USB switch. So this USB switch takes this camera and switches it to the stand up here, which I've already showed you. So whenever I turn the camera on and whatnot, so if I turn it on right now, well, right now it's not hooked up, but as soon as I turn it on, this will light up, and all I have to do is press the button and it switches it over to here instead, and I can start recording from that. This switch right here is for this entire unit. This is the Yamaha AG08 mixer, audio mixer, and this is how we control all of the audio going from the microphones, the headsets, all that stuff. Got the headset hanging over here, and this basically switches it from his computer over to my computer, just in case I need it, because every now and then when I'm playing Call of Duty, for instance, I have some issues with the microphone, trying to get the microphone to pick up. I don't know, Windows 11, Windows 10, they're kind of weird and they can't make up their mind where the audio is going, when it's going, and all that stuff. So this doesn't get used too much because sometimes it works when it should and sometimes it doesn't, but this is here in case it is needed. I have another switch coming in that's going to be 2 in the back and like 4 out in the front, I think. And I'm going to take my wireless dongles that I have for my keyboard and mouse. I'm going to plug them into the front of that. I'm hoping it comes in today. Plug them into the front of that, and then one cord will be going to his computer, one to mine. So I can just click that switch. So I'll probably have it over here. I can click that switch. That way I can edit everything from his machine, but on my side. So, you know, I'll be able to control this screen pretty much once I get that switch in there, and I won't have to get out of my seat, come over here, get in his seat, use his keyboard and mouse. It's just super annoying. So that is a fix for that. This right here is a hard drive, an external hard drive. I think it's a 10 terabyte. If you're curious what this is, he was going with a different computer build a while back. I think that computer build might be up in the closet. Might be up in the closet. Yeah, that was this right here, and he had it actually on the side right here, and it would open up and close. He was trying to build this a while back, and it's actually a really cool build, to be honest with you. Yeah, this is storage for a whole bunch of computer stuff, and there's my old PMY casing for the 4090 if you were curious. But let's just close that mess up. But yeah, this is actually a temperature gauge for the whole thing, and he kept it out because he thought it was cool. He built the whole thing. He put the gears on there and stuff like that. These are, I guess, tube light LED sticks. So if you take this up and then you pull that off, it's a USB stick, which is pretty cool. We just slide that back in there and put that back in. I can't remember what he paid for those, where he got them at, but those are pretty cool. They light up blue, I think, which is kind of a neat thing. This is a Douk, I'm not sure how you say it, D-O-U-K audio. This is an amp, and it works fantastic. It goes to these speakers that we have over here and on each side. Yeah, I know, I don't have speakers over here, but we wear headphones almost all the time when we're at this computer, so what's the use of speakers? Plus, it's a small room, so these things echo anyway. But this right here is actually incredibly awesome, and I'm not gonna quite use it. I just wanted to turn it on so that you all can see. Let me turn the light off. So my light switch right here, it operates this whole light obviously, but if I turn it all the way off, the purple don't stay on. So I put this remote on my door on the outside so that when we come in, there you go. But this right here is it lit up. It's got like tube lighting on it as well, which is really cool. And it's actually quite stout. It's a really nifty unit. I never really talked about the desk before. This is the Secret Lab Magnus metal desk. It's not the adjustable one, it's just the standard one. This right here is a DIY desk. I took an old TV stand that I had that had glass shelving and stuff like that, took the legs off there, and this was part of a pool table cover that we had built, and we just took the pool table cover apart because it was a bad try. Covered it with I guess a leather wrapping, and then we pretty much took and put the two together, and now we have a computer desk out of it. So let me move his chair out of the way and show you what's going on down here. That's all for stabilization. Yeah, because he has his monitor connected straight to the old stand that's actually built into the TV stand right here. So he used the old stand from that for his monitor, and that monitor is the Samsung Odyssey G9 49-inch. It is not the OLED, it is the 1440. So this is like one of the first ones that they had come out with. This right here is just a tilt function. My stepfather had gotten one in the mail, and I think they sent him an extra, so he just gave that to us. We don't really use it, it's just there, but if we ever did need to have it for tilt reasons, especially when we get this wall done and all blacked out, we might have to adjust that camera to a point to where it can get the background correctly. I don't think I need to explain this, it's a light. That is the Audio-Technica AT 2040 or 2020, I can't remember. It's the one that uses XLR, not the USB. That's pretty much it on the studio itself and explaining how everything works. I've already told you what his RAM is. He stole mine. He's got the 14900K, so he does not have the F on there, so he does have video processing. I think he's got the Zotac Gaming RTX 3080, I believe, in his computer. We desperately need to upgrade that so that we can get some better video processing done. And he has the MSI MEG. It's the godlike motherboard for Intel, and that thing is an absolute freaking beast. It has every port that he can possibly need on there, plus some. I was gonna put the AMD version in my board, and again, I was just like, dude, why? Why do I need to spend thousands of dollars on something that is just unnecessary? This thing works as is, and I don't have thousands of dollars as is anyway. So yeah, I said, screw that, let's go to a small build, and it's gonna look cooler and save more money. Well, look more unique. I won't say cooler, but look more unique. So yeah, that is the studio. These are sound panels that I put up to go around. I eventually wanted to put an LED light up there, like a sign for either one of the YouTube channel names. I have to stick with the name before I change it again. This one's called What's That Tech currently, and I've been like, does What's That Tech, sound good for our brand or not? So I've been debating on keeping the name or not while the channel's still low, but just in case. The whole room is wrapped in black, so this is all black cloth that I got from Joann Fabric. I cut holes smaller than the vents and smaller than light up there, and then stretched it around and let it suck in, so it's clearly disappeared. So that is how I did the sides there. I didn't feel like tucking all that away. I just didn't care about it. But the whole room is blacked out from that. Yeah, these are, I think, colorized, COLORIZED, I think is the brand of these panels. And they look phenomenal. I think they went together really well. I had the MetaQuest 3 hooked up right here. I had the controllers hanging up, and I had the MetaQuest headset right here, and realized that we never play it because it's not the best thing with computers. It's better for a standalone, and computer stuff is kind of, it's irritating to get it to work with computers the way I want it to, So I'm eventually gonna get another headset, but for now we are using nothing. I wanna get one for PCVR. But I wrapped the door in it and got around the ceiling here, and obviously wrapped that door in it. He was trying to do something cool, and put some, he's got some fans built into the top on both sides, and he's got a channel for sound absorption and stuff like that, so we don't get a lot of sound in or outside. Does it work for sound? I think it does pretty good for sound. Does it work for getting the heat out? No, not really. I mean, it may help some, but not in the way that either one of us were hoping. So there's that, and then here's a little window that we can look out and see. You can see her in there, and of course TV and the dogs. That is set up so that if someone's trying to get a hold of us or whatever, they can look through the window, be like, okay, they're busy or they're not busy, and yeah, if we're busy, just send a text and we'll see if we can get the text. As far as the wall goes, like I said, we're tired of the green screen. It's just a pain in the butt getting all the lighting right all the time. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers out there using these kind of panels or similar ones. I've seen a lot of different channels with these in there. So I chose to go with these ones. I think with the pattern it has, it doesn't look so clustered up like some of the smaller pyramid patterns. So I think it looks really good, but we're gonna use plywood, put plywood up on the wall. Let me just put this back on wide angle. There we go. Put plywood up on the walls, and because the walls, they have some uneven surfaces and whatnot, and we want this to look fantastic when we're done. So plywood's gonna go up. I'm gonna have shelves up here, probably 3 layers of shelves, and then have LED lights on the shelves to have a really cool backdrop. And this wasn't in here until about 2 weeks ago. We moved the piano in here from the complete other side of the wall right there. So got it out of the living room and put it in here. I think I have talked your heads off enough at this point. If I missed anything, which I probably did miss some things, let me know in the comments down below. I'll get to that ASAP. Any questions you all have, just ask it, put it in the comments below, even if you got this far. This was honestly kind of slapped together. I didn't plan on doing a YouTube studio tour today, but since I don't have my other stuff in here, I wanted to do a video on something, and I've been wanting to do a tour for a while. So I figured, why not a better time to do it now and then update you all when it's actually finished, you know, and looks good. So say hi to Yoda before you leave, and Gizmo, I guess, Yoda and Gizmo. These, I'm going to be the one guy that ruins the price of these because they're probably coming out of their boxes and just standing on the shelves like they are supposed to. I'm not a collector, and those really aren't worth a whole lot anyway, so I don't know. I've never bought Funko Pops before. If you're wondering what the heck this is, I usually don't buy stupid crap like this, but I thought it was kind of funny. So I'll put that up there, but whatever. He likes Lego stuff, so he put his Volkswagen Lego van up there. And that is the very first motherboard that came with my computer when I first bought my new computer. I hadn't had one in a long time. That motherboard was in it, and it was a piece of crap. So I got rid of that, and I have done complete rebuilds since then. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. This is the Emerge gaming chair from Staples. I don't know where in the world he got this thing from, but I think it's comfy. It's just not really a gaming chair. It's more of an office chair, but it is super comfortable. He loves it, and that's what matters. I think there's nothing else. Y'all take it easy. Give me a like if you like this video. The more likes it gets, the more it gets out there on the YouTube's algorithm. We know that. If you haven't subbed to the channel already, you know what to do. Please sub to the channel. I'm really trying to grow it and see where it goes. I think there's nothing else to say. You all have a good one. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.